Austraeoh by Imploding Colon, read by Deathlight, Chapter 176, Council. The broodlings are becoming unpredictable. Samra spoke boldly before the auditorium full of elder ponies lined up on marble seats. Bright torches flickered behind him as he dutifully faced the council. Several armored ponies, guards, and royal subjects stood in the background. They are going on more excursions into the wasteland beyond the capital. What's more is their trips are becoming more frequent and brief. If I were to guess, I'd say the dragons would narrow their salvage of the landscape to an area just outside the immediate radius of the sunken ruins. Rainbow Dash trotted in on this. She watched from the far side as the royal prince spoke to the remainder of the Sylvanian leadership. As a result, I cannot lead my expeditions out into the wastes without expecting an interruption at any given moment. The dragons can and will be anywhere at any given moment. I've lost 4 of my subjects in the last month alone. He took a deep breath and uttered, "Now Stu is added to that deplorable list." One of the many elders leaned forward, speaking solemnly before Sam and the others in attendance. "Our hearts go out to the family and friends of your most loyal subject. We hear that he gave his life, assuring that his closest companions made it away from the dragon's attack safely. He is a hero of great honor, and we shall respect his memory. However, we cannot afford to give up reconnaissance on the upper surface." Another elder spoke. "We acknowledge the extreme difficulty and the danger of the expeditions, but they are crucial at this juncture, especially with the grand project looming around the corner. Word from the Unicorn Workshop is that Zed is nearly complete with the weapon." Said another. "The last thing the matriarch will ever expect is a bold and direct attack to her nest from underneath. We need our offsprings distracted along the surface, just as much as we need our faithful surveyors to keep us abreast of the matriarch's whereabouts." Yet another council member remarked, "The goal of the grand project cannot be met if the matriarch is not located within the nest at the precise time that the weapon is delivered." Samurez took a deep breath and bowed his head. "I understand the risks that are at hoof. It is not fear that makes me reluctant, but the severe lack of resources." He looked up, his expression calm beneath a furrowed brow. "My elite guard is dwindling in numbers. There are fewer ponies qualified to assist me now than there were years ago. What's more, we are running out of materials for weapons and projectiles. We are utilizing the materials to construct more farming equipment. The agricultural corridors are running low on nutrients, and the artificial light is dimming with every passing decade. With all due respect, Council, the grand project is far too important an endeavor for us to undersupply. If we put all of our resources into assuring the success of this strike against the matriarch, then we'll not have to worry about agriculture, for we will not have to be holed up in these caverns anymore." Before he could finish the sentence, a rumbling murmur had passed through the crowd. Several Sylvanians, both elders and attendees, were looking over at the colorful stranger and whispering in shock to one another. Rainbow bit her lip. From the sidelines, Lemmy stared, adjusting the loose goggles on his tiny forehead. One of the elders spoke aloud. "The council recognizes the Pegasus Rainbow Dash. Miss Dash, you have received a request to speak in our chambers, have you not?" Sure. "Would you be so kind to grace us with your presence?" "Yeah, okay." Rainbow smiled nervously as she trotted over towards the center of the brightly lit chamber. "It's not like I'm no sucker for attention, but this is a little intimidating." "You have nothing to fear from us, Miss Dash," one of the elders said with a gentle smile. "This is no inquisition. Very rarely does an outsider arrive in the ruins of our kingdom. We are merely curious about many things." "Right, I'm guessing you are." Rainbow glanced shiftily at Sam. Samra stared steadily at her like a statue, his limbs unmoving. "Miss Dash, is it true you come from the west?" "You bet!" Rainbow Dash managed a casual grin. I flew all the way here because, well, you know. She flexed her wings for emphasis. A few ponies in attendance chuckled. You are the first Pegasus in recorded history to have arrived since the matriarch's labor. It strikes us as a fantastic miracle that you flew over the landscape uninterrupted. Tell us, did you come across any draconian resistance? Not until I arrived at your big palace place. The Hall of Elders? You know of this? Well, I didn't know the name of it, but I seen what it looked like. How so? Like on a medallion. Do you have such an item with you? Oh, totally. Rainbow Dash reached into her saddlebag and raised the coin for Sam and the entire council to see. Take a look. I don't know what it all means, but help me figure some stuff out as it came upon your capital city, or, what remained of it. How did you come across such an item of great antiquity? An old mare spoke. The dragons have hoarded all precious materials they could get their talons on. I found it on a pony to the west of the kingdom. A living pony? Rainbow Dash winced. No. He was dead. Long dead. Do you have any further details of this pony? Only that he made it as far as the eastern border of... Rainbow paused. She glanced around the corridor and saw no sign of any unicorns. Darkstein, the nearest province to your guys' home. The body of the pony had decayed a heck of a long time ago, and, Yes, Miss Dash? He wasn't exactly in one piece. I think a dragon tore him to bits. He must have been really brave to make it as far as he did, despite his injuries. Did he have any personal effects on him? A chronicle of Sylvan culture, perhaps? Rainbow Dash winced. That just it. A smart pony or two that I was with at the time determined that the poor guy had died nearly a decade ago. Whatever he had with him, it was destroyed either by fire or wind or both. The elders hung their heads solemnly. Sam Rose's nostrils flared. A sad murmur fell over the crowd. We sent messages to the far corners of Sylvaidle. An elder explained. Years ago, as we knew our towns were being depleted in mineral nodes, several ponies gave their lives by galloping in every cardinal direction. There was a desperate hope that they might reach the lands beyond the matriarch's burning reach and spread news of our plight. However, it would appear that such noble efforts were for naught. Samurai's uttered strongly. If all they summoned was a single Pegasus. Well, to be honest, Rainbow Dash ran a hoof through her mane. I was kind of heading east anyways. The elders merely squinted at her. She winced. I'm doing a sort of round-the-world flight. You guys ever heard of the Midnight Armory? Cheers answered with total silence. Right, didn't think so. You're not on some errand of real importance. An old pony asked. Not really, no, why? A few of the elders pointed out the golden pendant beneath the rainbow's neck. You bear the most striking emblem. It was of the assumption of the council that you were a representative of a distant kingdom. Oh, you mean this? Rainbow Dash's hoof traced the jagged ruby symbol beneath her chin. A crimson glow emitted, causing the council members to stare in surprise, along with Sam Rose. Hey, don't be scared. It's totally harmless. It's just a little piece of home, and then some. She cleared her throat. And though I may not be some crusader or something, I guess you can say I've been buddy-buddy with royalty before. In fact, I wouldn't be wearing this if it wasn't for two Alcorn princesses with whom I used to. I beg your pardon. A stallion stood up halfway. Did you say Alicorns, Miss Dash? Yeah. The old ponies exchanged curious glances. One of them leaned forward and remarked, The Alicorns are some of the oldest sentient beings on this earth, even older than the dragons. Tell us, do these princesses of yours have names? Princess Celestia and Princess Luna. They're, responsible for the sun and moon. Our history books speak of such names, but they have passed in the realm of legend. If these alicorns are real, their power must be great. Even greater than the dragon matriarch who brought this blight upon this land. Rainbow stared at the council. She glanced over at Sam Rose. But the prince was already hanging his head. With a sigh, Rainbow muttered, "I'm so sorry, but I'm not here on behalf of my kingdom. There's a terrible rift of chaos energy erupting from the middle of the kingdom where I'm from. It's taking all the power and energy of Princess Celestia to keep it from consuming the land around it. In the meantime, her little sis Luna is taking care of the cosmos. It's not just for my kingdom's sake, but they're doing this awesome stuff for the whole world. I'm guessing I can't honestly expect you to believe that, but trust me, if they could divide their time and energy to save a place like Sylvaidal, they would. But, as things are, they got their hooves full with keeping the world together." The council responded much more swiftly than Rainbow expected. "We may not understand you, Miss Dash, but we certainly believe you. We are sorry that you got caught up in our plight. As you may know by now, we are on the brink of changing the battlefield with the dragons forever. Hanging upon the success of this upcoming mission, we shall see what we can do by getting you out of this land safely so you may continue your journey." Rainbow Dash blinked at that. "Wow, thanks. Super thanks, really. But how can you guys even bother about what I'm planning on doing? Don't you have enough junk that you're dealing with here? Sylvaidalian problems are Sylvaidalian problems." Sam Rose muttered. Before Rainbow Dash could flash him a look, another elder spoke up. "His Majesty is right. 60 years ago, an army of earth ponies to the south wandered into our landscape. They did not expect the ruins of Sylvaidal to be here. We opened communication with them, and they offered to lend their most gracious and courageous assistance to our cause." Rainbow stared at the elders. What happened to them?" "The matriarch," an old stallion said coldly. "She met their charge on the fringes of the smoldering capital, and she single-handedly decimated them. Thousands of ponies lost their lives, thousands of souls who will never return to their families. So you see, Miss Dash." Sam Rose placed his skull helmet back on and glared at her. "There's a reason why we don't expect such help from the outside world. His eyes narrowed like emerald daggers. As well as why we treat the dragons as they treat all pony kind, with the spilling of blood.